Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Quality Living with Peaceful Support Show. I am Amanda Whittemore, a current yoga teacher at the Peaceful Support Yoga Studio here in Brookings, Oregon. I wear a couple other suits and outfits, not just yoga clothes. I do a little bit of real estate here with Century 21. I teach at the Reps Gym and a couple other things. But, the show is really not all about me, even though it's a good place for us to be, is with ourselves and honor all the work that we've done individually. And so I want to take a moment to thank you, listeners, for all that you do. And I really, honestly, truly do appreciate you all for tuning in. And I met a couple of you out there and they said, I recognize your voice. And it really tickled my whole soul and my whole everything. And it encourages me to keep volunteering and to keep doing things like that. Because when I hear that you're hearing and listening and participating, it just keeps the airwaves happy. So thank you so much for your responses and your comments. And speaking of comments, you are fully welcome to call in 541 661 4098. We will get to you as soon as you leave your comment. We'll definitely respond the best we can. And you can also email contact@kciw.org. We'd love to hear from you because you listeners are why we're here. And again, I'm Amanda Whittemore with the Peaceful Support here on Quality Living. And that's kind of a theme purposefully, because how often is it that we get a little bit of quality time to really enjoy with our friends or our families or a perfectly good stranger or somebody that we've just met or made a special connection with? And today on the Quality Living with Peaceful Support show, we have a really special guest. Her name is Stephanie Williams. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, how you doing, Amanda?
Phenomenal. I'm so glad that we got in contact today.
Me too.
It's really unique, like our entire existence of knowing each other and how we all got connected and how this phone call even came about today. Like the power of energy, like when something is supposed to happen, it will manifest.
I totally believe that.
Nice, nice. And so listeners, I met Stephanie when I was doing some volunteer work with the Wild Rivers Film Festival, and we kept in contact. And because her film really touched me in a true quality, like a quality that doesn't even define quality. It's kind of more than that. It's when the image or when the film was playing, you could feel like you were in it. I felt like it really related a lot to my life, a lot of my friends and family's lives, and it hit home. It was done so good. I didn't feel like I was watching a film. And your work is more than words can say. So I really want to thank you for taking some time to really work on this and bring it to life.
Well, I'm really honored that you would say that because I really put my heart into it. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even have started with, creating this short or, the project in general if it wasn't for something that was really deep and meaningful to my heart. Having to do with the loss of my brother to addiction back in 2016, and some milestones in my life that was very special to me who also lost their father to addiction. I just I felt moved that I had to do something in their honor. And so for you to receive it that way, it being that specialty means everything to me because that was really what it was all about.
Beautiful. It's like when things are supposed to happen, they happen. And good or bad, no judgment, like they're just meant to be. And here we are today. And I'm very grateful. And listeners, we're Stephanie Williams. She is you're the writer, the director, all the things that created My Rockstar.
Yeah, I actually co-directed it with um, Graham Northrup. He was someone that helped me out. We both went through a program together in film, and so he collaborated with me on the direction of it. But yes, I did write it, and then he also helped with production. But he's in Colorado, and I'm in the Metro Detroit area.
Nice, and I'm so glad you're taking time to talk with us, with the distance and the hours and the time zone difference, and that wasn't all the fun part. Is
No,
we're calculating our hours today, and I was like, "Yeah, of course it'll be that time," and I had it all backwards and upside down, and
that's okay. That's typical of me too. So I figured it out, and I'm here, so I'm glad to be here.
good, good. And we like when I'm not sure if KCIW listeners who listen to the Quality Living with Peaceful Support show are familiar with, or if you know about the Wild Rivers Film News Radio. I did it for a little while at the beginning there. I love it. It's a super good show. And we did a bunch of behind the scenes, which is coming up here. It's that time of year to be doing these things. And that's how Stephanie and I really connected, is she really wanted to do a behind the scenes. And, after the film, and Dylan, one of the cutest, youngest actress, was here. And as I mentioned, it hit home so hard that I was like, I want to do everything I can to help support these guys. And not that I have much to offer, but whatever I do, I want to share that. And that to me is really what peaceful support is all about, is just being present, being available, and putting together those missing pieces, or helping with a different perspective of how we could grow somebody's vision or meet their goals or even surpass them. And yeah.
Well, I just want to add in there that, it was the first time I'd ever been to Oregon, and I've always wanted to visit your state, your beautiful state. And Dan Springen, who was the lead person for Wild Rivers Film Festival and also the Orlando Film Festival, I know him, and he's told me about your city. And when I, was allowed into the film festival, that My Rockstar made it into the festival. Coming to Brookings, I didn't know what to expect. And I just have to say that the people of Brookings were so welcoming and warm, and like the most incredible people. Just so many people were kind, and they didn't have to be, and just so thoughtful, and treated me like I was one of the townspeople. And I would love to come back. It was just a wonderful experience.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. And we are, you know, pulling those strings. But what came today, like for some reason you're talking about, so listeners, just to give you a little bit of backstory, today I'm driving, doing a bunch of really unique different things, and available at different hours that I wouldn't normally be, just because of, how things happen. You get pulled in different directions, and the phone rings, and I'm like, "Oh, Stephanie," and I thought it was a different Stephanie. So I called back, not honestly really excited about calling back, but then when I realized it was this Stephanie, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." And she said, "What did you tell? How tell him what happened?"
I said, "Oops, sorry, butt dial." And then we got talking, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's so nice to talk with you again."
Yeah, yeah. And I asked what's going on, because it's important to see where people are, what's evolved, how are they in their world. And Stephanie says to me that she's ready to take this short and bring it into a feature.
Yeah, yeah. I've been working for about, yes, last time I saw you was I'm sorry, I was about to say 1994, 2024. And that's when the short film, My Rockstar, was in Wild Rivers and actually won an award. And then I spent the last couple years perfecting, many different iterations of the feature script, which I have a very solid draft of it now that I'm working on, sharing with different, possible funding sources, and just really working to get it into that production stage.
Nice. What are some of the key elements that are like your power lines, or some things that are maybe like your near goals that you're almost able to achieve, that we could bring to light and bring energy to help manifest this to a feature?
One of the things I think would help a lot would be to find out, just who out there is looking to see this feature. Is it okay if I share a little bit about who it's about? Is that okay?
Everything. You share all you got. You got all the time in the world.
Okay. Okay.
And links. We need links, how they can contact and all that good stuff too. Go share away.
Absolutely. Yes. Are there links I could put on the website for the radio station, or would you like to have a link now? Because I don't know if I have something readily available, but I could make it available very soon.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, okay, wonderful. Okay, so what we kind of brainstormed, you and I, today a little bit about what we'll be talking about tonight. So the movie is about someone that I'm friends with and care about very much, who happens to be a musician, and she is the lead singer of the band Eva Under Fire, which is now putting out their second album. Well, it's actually their third album. And they're now this summer going to be touring an 80 tour stop in the United States with Five Finger Death Punch. They're going to open for them. So it's going to be a big arena tour, their first really big tour. So anyway, lead singer and I have worked together for about almost the past 10 years. I happen to be a psychologist by day, and Amanda Lyberg, who is the lead singer, is also a therapist who works in my clinic. And like I was saying earlier, both of us had a very significant loss, my brother and her father, within a very short period of time, I think a year and a half apart. And so her music is kind of like her therapy in a sense. A lot of the songs that she's written that speak to the loss of her father and like the grieving process that she's been through. A lot of her lyrics come out, pretty emotional sometimes, and, very intense. But for her, it's a way of dealing with the anger and the grief and all those different processes. And one of the songs, when I was driving home, she had let me listen to. I was driving home from work one day and I was listening to it, and it just hit me so hard. After I listened to this, that must have been, let's see, maybe 2023, I think. It hit so hard that I was like, I have to write a movie about this. I have to write a short film. It's just I can do something. I can't just stay with this feeling. I have to use this powerful impact that the songs had on me to share it with some other people. I work as a therapist, trying to help people one-on-one, but I felt like it had a bigger message. It was something that was like in honor of the people that we lost, and so many people in our country have lost due to the opiate epidemic. I had to speak to it because I had to say something about, a person who has an addiction is still your loved one, and a lot of times they can, in the process of their addiction, can hurt a lot of people. They can leave a mark, and there can be a lot of turmoil in the family, but in their lives, and anybody that's connected with them. But nonetheless, they're still people, and they're still their lives have meaning. And to think about my brother being forgotten, or to think about Amanda's dad, it's just like they were people that we loved, and I felt like they needed to be honored in such a way. And the song that I heard the lyrics to were the song by her band, which is Eva Under Fire, and it's called Ghost. And the lyrics were just so intense that inspired My Rockstar, the short film. So yeah, and so the response to the short was so wonderful. I think I was in I want to say 30 different, was a official selection of 30 different film festivals, or maybe two more than that, and won over 25 awards. And I was just blown away. Because this is my first film, I never expected that. I just did not at all. but like I said, and even, you know, coming to Brookings, the response was just, I mean, people were just coming up to me and saying, I lost a brother, I lost a friend, you know, it just, what I set out to accomplish, it happened, and that it was meaningful to someone. And when you talk about quality, for me, quality is authenticity. It's like being real. It's really what fueled me to be a psychologist. It fueled me to be a filmmaker. It's like, if I'm going to say something, or if I want to hear what you're saying, I want you to be real with me, and I want to be real with you. It just cut through the crap. Just tell me what's really going on, because that's how people connect. You know, that's what makes a good filmmaker. That makes a good film, really, is that it hits you in the gut. You know, you really feel it.
True.
So I said a whole lot here, but yeah, but that to me is quality. It's like connecting with someone in a real, intense way.
And that the My Rockstar film does that, you know, and all the actors and actresses and the people that you chose and the way it's so soft that it's hard. It's like it's profound, you know, and it doesn't feel like it feels different from other movies or films or things that you would think about that associate with addiction. It's a completely different. It would be almost a different genre. It's really hard to explain for some reason, but it's unique, and I really am grateful to have seen it. And if there's anything I could do, if I could wave a magic wand, or if the best I can do is spit out on these airwaves of how important it is to see this as a feature film, and how much it will provide to our community and all of our communities in different places, and with education and or even families, of how to share with them what other people are going through. It's a way to, for me, it's a really beautiful way to relate, and I would love to see this created as a feature film.
Well, that means so much to me. It just really touches my heart that you say that. And yeah, I mean, I think the way to make it happen is to find out, you know, how many people are interested in seeing something like this occur, because the record label that Amanda's with also has a movie division, and they're, you know, going to be reading the script and assessing whether they're going to be part of that project. But they've expressed interest, and I think this is something, if they find out that, you know, fans of the band Eva Under Fire, or just people in general, are interested in this, I think they were very, like, pleasantly surprised at you know, the response. And I mean, there were film festivals really all over the world. Some in Paris, I think there was one in Australia, some in England. So they were just really surprised, and pleasantly surprised. I guess they didn't think that a short would have that big of an impact. But thank you for saying that about it being a different kind of film, because I didn't want to create something that was just kind of like, you know, the same old thing of, oh, yep, this person has addiction. Oh, it's sad. Oh, yeah, that sucks, you know, whatever. Or like, you know, like a
Yeah.
PSA of, like, you know, oh, this is what happens when you do drugs. It wasn't that. It was like, how does it impact the people that are left behind? I mean, how does it, because, you know, we can't bring our loved one back. We can't, but they're no longer suffering, I hope, but we are still here. And that's what the song Ghost is about. It's like living with your ghost, you know, it's like, this is something I'm going to have to deal with the rest of my life. And about a little girl, the movie's about a little girl who dreams of being a musician, you know, someday. Her dad was her biggest fan, and it's based on a true story, and that he was her biggest fan. He had a very difficult life, in that, you know, he had some difficulty in childhood of, you know, it's kind of the same old story. I know a lot of people have had that, but I mean, you know, battling his demons, his way of medicating himself was with, you know, escaping through drugs. And he was you know, despite having a drug problem, he also managed to be there for his daughter in every way he could. And the sad thing is that right before she got signed by a major record label, he overdosed. And so he wasn't there to see her up on the stage, and to, you know, he missed that. And so that's something that she has to deal with, you know, for the rest of her life. So it's about that little girl, and about seeing her dad as this almost like superhero. He was her inspiration, and then to have to manage when he's not there. So, so it is a bit of a different spin on it, but I think about, again, the people that have millions, I don't know how many, well, maybe not millions, but thousands of people across the country. I guess I think it was 2023, more people had passed away from opiate overdoses than the number of Americans that died in the Vietnam War. So I thought about all those people that, it's not just me, it's not just Amanda. And I think about, how are they hanging in there? How are they managing, and how do they put one foot in front of the other, So it's an honor of them. And at the end of the short film, there's a long list of people that the movie, first of all, it's dedicated to Amanda's dad and to my brother, but a long list of people on there that have lost so many people that were involved in the film that had people pass. So it's a movie of, there's some sadness to it, but it's a movie of hope too, because it's kind of like she is carrying her dad with her in her rise to stardom. He can't see it in person, but it's like, what the good things that she gleaned from that relationship she takes with her. I guess that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Or reconciling with her younger self in a sense, because that was basically the part of the younger self being in the movie. Now the feature is much different. I mean, it has the same message overall, but there's a lot more time to get into the depth of really what Amanda has shared most with me about when he passed away. The biggest thing it seems that she had to deal with was her anger. And that her being, and her being a metal artist, that's the genre of music. It gives her that outlet, to really just give it her all of the emotional pitch of the songs. I mean, a lot of the songs are very heartfelt, but they're also, at times they're very angry. So the film is a lot edgier than the short. There's still a lot of heart in it, but there's also, it's based on a true story. A lot of the things that happened throughout the script really did happen in real life. Some of it, we have to do a little bit of stuff to make it more interesting, some creative license, but there's much more action in it. There's much more conflicts with, and her mother is also represented in the film, a person that's kind of in the role of her mother, because both her mom and dad had addiction, as not just her dad.
Right.
Her mom's in recovery now. And then also how the impact that it had on her husband, who happens to be the lead guitar player of the band. His father also passed away from alcoholism. So there's just, I mean, he's, obviously a big part of the band and big part of her life. So, yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
It's all real. And you have completed the script entirely, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about scripts, they're a little interesting in that, it's not like writing a novel. It's like you get to a very refined draft, and then depending on who's producing the film, and also different things can happen along the way, because you have pre-production, and then which is getting out funding together and putting together all the pieces of what it's going to take to create this film. Then you go into production, which is filming it. Then you have post-production, which is all the editing and all the other things that go into it. But up until the time that you film it, there's a lot of people. It takes a village to make a film. It's not a one-person job. It's a lot of people. As you guys, everybody knows, as you watch a movie, especially like if you see anything like I don't know, like a Star Wars movie or anything like that, huge lists just go on and on and on of all the people. Yeah, that forever, and you're just like, oh my gosh, when will this end? So, I mean, there's just so many people involved. So there's going to be revisions along the way. It's funny because I've been sharing that with Amanda, the person who is about, And she says, okay, do you have it? Is it done now? And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess so. And she's like, you keep changing it. I'm like, but you don't understand.
Yeah.
It evolves. So when the funding comes through, I'm sure, and who produces this film along with me, they're going to have to say so in how things might be shifting within the film. But overall, I feel it's got a really solid base, and I don't think a lot will change.
Okay. That's good to hear. That's good progress. Super progress.
Yeah. And I was speaking with Amanda today, and what I'd like to do, as long as we can get an okay from the record label, is to put the short film on YouTube, and then at some point I can share with you a link and put it on the website, or maybe just check in with you again and give you guys that information so you can check out the short film, and maybe just somehow by response on the YouTube video, just get a inkling of who would be interested to see this as a feature film.
Perfect. Well, we will definitely make, we're here live, or not, we're here on the radio station, KCIW 100.7, and we will put it up on all of our channels and get some feedback that way and give you a major, major thank you and huge gratitude for all that you do and being able to show up tonight. And we'll get these links out there, and we'll have to tell our listeners thank you for tuning in, and we're going to talk with Stephanie Williams in the near future. Thank you, Stephanie, so much.
Thank you, Amanda. It's really a pleasure. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely.